Alright, so we're getting back in Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem. During my first look video, my character bugged out, and I was not able to use any of my skills or abilities. My character actually didn't save, which was okay, because the following day after that, they launched a new patch, Alpha 0.50, which basically reworked the entire world, so we have a completely new game world with a new world map to go with that. They also added in a bunch of new quests. They gave us roughly the first half of Act 1 with all of those new quests. They also gave us a completely new tutorial zone to work through, which is what we're going to do now. We're going to work through that new tutorial. They also redid a lot of the audio. They reworked the quest UI and the way that quests sort of work in the game. They reworked a lot of the backgrounds for unique items and added a complete new item rarity to the game. They gave us a new mini-map with icons and added a fog of war to that mini-map. Get my name typed in here, and then we'll get going with this. They also added in several new bosses and enemy types. They also added randomly spawning chests. They said this is a new way for us to farm for different types of loot. They included indoor locations, which are going to work kind of like dungeons, so houses and caves are some examples they gave. They also added in visual spawners. The way they explained these are, they would be like an egg, and then as you started getting closer to that egg, it would start shaking and then eventually spawn an enemy. They also introduced spreading nodes, which are kind of like spawn beacons. They are continual spawners, so they will continuously spawn enemies. They've also reworked the support AI, which they said is a first step towards introducing pets or mercenaries to the game. They've added in traps. They've also reworked the monster density and added in some new fixes for weapons and armor. Now, I know in my first look I said that they do about one update a month. They actually say that they do 2 every month, and they do have frequent character wipes tied in with that. There's a lot of other patch notes that went into this. You can check all those out on the forums. Right off the bat here we see something new that was added for this tutorial. It's an opening cinematic scene. Gonna get going right here. Now, I have noticed I do have some more frame rate issues than I had before, which could be with this being a new tutorial. Maybe it hasn't been fully optimized yet, or optimized as well as what we had before. Just gonna run over here, and they give us a choice of 2 spells, so we can either pick a fireball or lightning strike. And who doesn't want to cast lightning from their hands? So I'm going to go with lightning strike. Make me feel like I'm a Sith. Star Wars. It's a new mechanic. That looks like that's part of the traps that they added. This looks almost like chain lightning. And we can also rotate the camera in the game, which is kind of an interesting feature for an isometric action RPG. Most of the time the art assets that they create are only meant to be viewed in one direction. It kind of shows that these guys are putting a lot of thought into this game. You can see the lightning kind of interacting with the water there, chaining across the water. And there's the tutorial pop-up explaining that, you know, fire, lightning, and frost all interact with water and rain. They also interact with each other. Like I said in my first look video, if you freeze an enemy, and then you hit that enemy with a fireball, he's going to unfreeze. If you hit him with a physical attack while he's still frozen, you're going to do a little more damage to him. Some big frame rate drops, making this transition from the cave to the open world out here. There's our new map that was added. Chest, which just picked up a shield. Just gonna kind of breeze through this tutorial real quick. We're not getting any experience, we're not getting any loot. So I want to get out to the actual game so I can start streaming that here shortly. That tutorial pop-up was just kind of explaining how the combat works. Your resources are like a pendulum, they swing. Doing a lot of physical attacks, so I'm generating a lot of rage. And to get some mana or umbra back to cast spells, I need to use some of my physical attacks. Right here and activate this waypoint. Get a little cinematic for that. And we have some weather effects. I must say that is one feature I do like about this game. You have weather effects and you also have a day-night cycle. I have noticed that the enemies tend to get a little bit stronger at night. At least in 0.4 they did. I imagine they left it the same in this, and I really don't think they would change that. A little mini boss fight here to end the tutorial. Fairly simple, he's just a tutorial boss, so he's not too hard. I need to travel to Marth. And it looks like I might have to travel to Ravencrest and then run up the road here. Big frame rate drop. Transitioning to the actual open world from the tutorial zone. Hopefully they can get that ironed out with some optimizations. It should pick up once my computer gets all the assets loaded. There we go, it jumped back up to 60 now. This brings us into the first town. So again, they completely reworked the entire open world. So the town has been reworked. We get a little cutscene here to look at the new town. New mini map. Our new icons giving us our points of interest here in town. Got our personal storage right here. Has 5 different tabs. Of course, the first one is unlocked for us. 2, 3, 4, and 5 I have to pay for with in-game gold. We have a merchant there. There's a healer over here. And then this innkeeper, you actually click on him and you can rest. So if you only wanted to play at night, or you only wanted to play during the day. And then right up here we have our gates of fate, where we can kind of rotate these, change our build how we want. We have a leaderboard over here for the daily dungeon. It's empty right now because they have reset the servers. This guy right here with the red little gyroscope or gate of fate floating over his head, he actually is the random dungeon guy. So you click on him and he'll teleport you to a random dungeon. The guy right here with the blue gate of fate, as you get higher in the levels, if you wanted to redo your build, you can actually click on him and he'll reset all of your progress so far that you've made on the gate of fate. And then the blue portal over there, not really sure what that one is. Doesn't look like it's implemented yet, or it may be a personal teleporter. Let's see where it takes me. It's taken me to a random dungeon, so that was a teleporter to a random dungeon. That's a new, kind of like a second look at it since they did the update. My character kind of messed up in my first look, and like I said, I'm going to start streaming this, at least try to anyways. I do have some issues since it's not optimized, so I may have a little bit of trouble. Just to bear with me, I'll get it ironed out in time. But right now, there's a lot of potential with this game. It looks extremely good. This is just running on the medium graphic preset. There are two more above this. There's high and very high. I mean, it does look extremely good, and the devs do seem to be putting a lot of effort into this game. They're doing a lot of content patches. They're listening to the community. So this is a game I am really looking forward to playing this game a lot, and I think it has a lot of potential. And the devs have said that as they add new content, the price of the game will gradually increase. The base price right now is $20, so $19.99. They have said that it will end up doubling once the game launches. So as they add more content, it will eventually be doubled in price. So you're looking at like a $40, $50 price tag. So if this is a game you think you would enjoy, looks like it would be interesting, I would probably go ahead and pick it up right now, especially with the Steam sale going on. I think it's on sale for $15 right now, if I'm not mistaken. It's a good looking game, a lot of interesting features, and the devs are actually listening to the player base. So right now, yeah, I highly recommend this game. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. As of course, as always, like, comment, or subscribe. Thanks guys.